tech companies are choosing the nuclear option. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Just as the European powerhouse, that is Germany, shuts down all of its civilian nuclear power plants, the big multinationals are starting to pick up the torch, metaphorically, and have begun investing quite substantially both in the investment in technology such as smaller modular nuclear reactors, but also in the reactivation of certain nuclear sites so that they may have access to discounted energy production for their ever-growing hunger for power. For quite a number of years now, the mainstream media have sought to seemingly demonize nuclear energy production. It seems that nuclear disasters such as the American 3 Mile Island disaster, Fukushima and the Chernobyl disasters have all been used as fuel against the continuation of the renewable energy producing technology. And that's not even going into the obvious connotations that nuclear energy production has with its certain spicy nuclear weapons. But this video isn't talking about the pros and cons of nuclear energy. It's about the embrace of it by multinational corporations such as Google, Microsoft and Amazon. So why now? Why aren't these companies getting their energy fix from a more mainstream source of energy like natural gas, wind or solar? And in addition, why are they bothering to source their own power in the first place? What's wrong with just connecting their data centers to the grid and calling it a day? Well, little Timmy, here's the thing. Within the past couple years, there has been a lot of development into large language models. You might have heard of that ChatGPT thing, or the other Google Gemini, something like that. Well, it turns out that data centers are at the beating heart of these developments. Who'd have thought? The ones that run user queries, seem to be experiencing an exponential rise in the amount of power needed to keep up with demand. And with increasing public scrutiny in Western countries about the specific sources of energy of both individuals and companies make use of, the nuclear option seems to be the best bet for these companies running these large language models, at least for now. One of the many factors that have been involved with this decision by these large companies is that currently energy prices are increasing across the board, no matter which Western nation you're in really. And in addition, many of the largest and most important data centers that are owned by these companies are based roughly within the same location within Northern Virginia. Being able to diversify the energy sources that feed these power-hungry facilities will look good for these companies in the future as the local population takes a more divisive stance on them. But of course, it's Northern Virginia. Nobody cares. Just within the past couple months, Microsoft have signed a deal with the operators of the infamous 3 Mile Island nuclear plant in Pennsylvania to purchase power directly from their soon-to-be freshly refurbished reactor from 2028 and onwards. And this isn't some small-scale deal. It has been reported that Microsoft is making the deal for the next 20 years, with the geographical location of this nuclear facility in particular being relatively close to the aforementioned cluster of data centers within Northern Virginia. It seems to be beneficial all round. Regardless, it really goes to show how far public scrutiny and government policy can go. Not necessarily all the time, but surely if this wasn't the case, maybe Microsoft would instead just buy energy from some fracking company or natural gas plant. Maybe in a stroke of good fortune, these companies are looking forward into the future and are putting up the cash now in order to secure their energy needs in the future, where the relative free flow of energy may become restricted for one reason or another. Are these companies growing souls, or are they simply reacting to the more likely scenarios that may crop up in the future? Pop your thoughts in the comments. In the same vein, Google's deal with Kairos Power is slightly different. Instead of a deal directly made with a commercial nuclear power plant, they have instead opted to sign a deal with the aforementioned Kairos in respect to their development of smaller modular nuclear reactors. This is an emerging technology that isn't being utilised commercially on a large scale just yet, both because of the unprofitability of it when it's compared to slapping up a few natural gas plants, but also because it's still being developed and refined. There are quite a few different companies spending billions of dollars on modular nuclear reactors, and in this regard, I'm personally quite excited, because it creates a decentralised energy grid. This is good for a number of reasons, first and foremost being that decentralisation of technology is a good thing for the users/customers. Eliminating the central weak point of an electrical grid, being in the production of the energy, is a good way to not completely eliminate the threats posed by cyber attacks, but is a half decent step to alleviating some of the worst parts of it when it inevitably happens. There are also practical aspects to it, and hopefully, as time goes by and more research and development is put into the technology, making it far cheaper to implement, it will increase its benefits for the vast majority of people. You can probably sense the crossover point I'm making about decentralization. It's just that, in my opinion, in order for something to have a good level of security, you need to eliminate the weakest links. In fact, that's not even just my opinion, that's probably just part of the definition. And there isn't really a weak link like having a single point of failure. For IT-related services, that's likely a server of some kind providing a hosting solution for data, or in terms of the electrical grid, it's the power supply. Having a decentralized way to generate power for the grid directly and indirectly provides benefits and protection for everything that is connected to it, IT and data related or not. Nuclear power generation is a contentious topic, but the idea of a decentralized network is not. But what do you think? Post your comments down below. Let me know. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this format? Is this a format that you would want to see more of, or do you want your brain to be fondled by the processed B-roll footage? Let me know, because I do really like making videos, but the one thing that's had me hung up on releasing this video for the past couple of weeks is finding footage to fill in my voice, because you can't just upload a video with no video on YouTube. This solves that problem, but let me know what you think. Would you prefer I go away and find footage to put over this audio, or would you be okay with me just talking to a camera with my microphone? Let me know. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video at least a little bit. Subscribe to the channel if you really liked it and you would like to see more videos from me. If you're new around here, go to my past videos. I've got a plethora of them for you to watch, if you're interested in IT and technology anyway. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a good day.